It was a quiet street. But something else was lurking beneath the soil.
We just found something, and I'm frightened by it.
What started out as a simple landscape project
I've never seen anything like that in all my years.
became something quite different. But then it looked nice in the end.
It looks amazing, man.
Things are always busy at Dirty Business, especially today because I'm starting a new project.
Can you tell me what type of a house is it?
So, well, Nadia and Johnny have killer. We're shooting here.
No, thank you.
Okay, maybe I better not explain this in the office. This is Nadia's house.
As you look at our house, you can see that from the sidewalk, it's hard to figure out how to get to our house because you either have to go around the driveway or you have to go on the pathway that is actually next to our neighbor's driveway, which makes it look like it's the neighbor's. And so we sort of found it really difficult saying, how can we define that space?
I'd like to separate the car parking area from the pedestrian walkway. Right now it's all one big blob and absolutely no curb appeal to it.
It's such a big brick house to begin with. We need to just soften it up with some more like greenery, really.
There's absolutely nothing green except a dead lawn. Well, it's not even green, it's brown. There's weeds growing up there. They are embarrassed, I'm pretty sure.
So we want to clean this place right up. And to do that, I need Lauren's help to come up with a killer design.
Well, we're trying to create a little bit of a formal feel, and we're just trying to give them a direct route out to the street and give them a walkway that is specifically for a person to walk on, rather than have to walk on the driveway. Right now, the driveway curves in, and it's really quite awkward.
Yeah,
There's this big stump.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest issues there was this huge Maywood died, so we've got this great big hump.
If we can take out the stump, then we can level the hump and widen the driveway so there's a direct route into the garage.
And also the bottom step here, there's some existing concrete steps.
Yeah.
It drops off quite a bit there, like 18 inches or something.
Yeah.
So I was proposing to give them a nice intermediate landing.
Yeah.
Steps down on either side, and then gentle steps coming down the center, so the doorway has a central sort of alley, and then differentiate between them and the neighbor with some taller trees.
Right away, I love this design. I think it's really elegant for the house. One of the main things was that house is so tall that they want to, get it down to scale. So I love the use of those trees anchoring the front. So that's going to really create some weight.
And bringing up this landing a little bit gives them the option also, because they still have to go around their backyard. So it'll be a nice central area here to decide, oh, do I go to the car? Do I go to the backyard?
That's right. Another thing that's really kind of freaks me out at this house is actually...
Freaks you out?
Yeah, it does. It really freaks me out.
Bothers you immensely?
Mentally, immensely bothers me is the fact that this neighbor, it looks like right now that they have a great big driveway. But how do you say politely to someone that you're about to take back your
I think
land?
you just say, hey, Bob and Mary, here's the property line. Do you mind if we plant it up here? So the trees we're proposing is the Chanticleer ornamental pear.
Big one. You know what? I'm getting freaked out again because you know what? We spec a tree, it better be available because it's one of the biggest problems is sometimes we spec a tree and we sell a tree and we want that tree, then we can't get that tree.
So that's why
it better be available.
Whose phone is that?
Why Chanticleer pear, you say?
This summer we went to France and I was really inspired by Villandry, and I actually have a picture of us in front of the pear tree that we found in the middle of France.
Great, no pressure here. But in the meantime, I've got to get Nadia to approve this design.
We're just gonna go over the gardens, ladies. Over the front garden. Yeah.
Pretty cool, eh?
Who's been cutting the lawn? Have you been doing the weeding? No? Has Mom been?
Nope.
Perfect. That's the way it always goes.
I know, so it'll be great before picture.
Concrete porch is going to look like a beautiful stone pad when we're done. We're going to veneer all of the and chisel beautifully and face all the stone that's going to come down the staircase.
And so it's going to elevate about 2 inches, right?
That's right. So each of these will now be, you'll have a nice step riser about this thick.
Okay.
And it'll be a little bit of an overhang to give you a little bit of a detail and a shadow line.
Okay.
Faces will be chiseled on that. And then the veneering of the faces of the porch also will be done in stone. So
Okay.
As for the asphalt,
we're gonna be taking that with stone saw right out along the property line. And as you can see in the drawing right here, that's where these trees are gonna be going now. So this property will look like yours again. I'm not trying to create a great big garden here with a big collection of things. Just want a nice statement, very simple.
30 feet.
Got it, exactly.
We have
So-
to, and we also want to keep in line with the street and
Yeah.
everything,
Oh, yeah.
and not be too sort of.
Hopefully the whole street
Crazy.
landscape's after this one.
There you go.
good news. Nadia's on side with the design.
What do you guys think?
But there's one more thing I need before we can get started.
Good. Hey, sorry, I want to ask you, is that stone saw available yet?
Why, getting some pressure or you need it or?
You know what? It's just been a while. They've been waiting, and I just want to get that job started.
No problem, I'll talk to Ron. I think they're probably a little delayed on their site, so.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
We're all with
Time to bring in Ron,
Hi, nice to meet you.
my general contractor.
The job will go quick if we have access to
Access
the
to
driveway.
everything?
There's no cars involved.
Yeah.
We just can store everything here and just
Yeah,
keep
it's no
it
problem
moving.
because we can
okay.
park on the street. So
Nadia's really easy going.
Excellent, excellent. It's a
No
little
worries.
different here, and she's friends of mine, so we gotta behave. This driveway on this neighbor's property, well, that's just it. It looks like the neighbor's.
So we're more or less off this.
Yeah,
interlock
pretty much
point.
off that is their property. So what we're doing is we're gaining it back. They actually sold this house. So Nadia really wanted to get us in here quick and reclaim the space before the new builder gets here, and they figure that's their driveway, and it's sort of all this red tape will ensue.
So they're gonna have a very narrow
driveway. Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, getting a quick start is easier said than done.
Hello, Nadia? Yeah. I just wanted to call you to let you know, Ron called me. He's got a broken stone saw, and the guys are dependent on that for the start of your job. And so they packed up and left.
Oh man, this job is supposed to be a piece of cake.
Usually the gardens look like hell on these infill homes.
It's such a big brick house to begin with. We need to just soften it up with some more like greenery, really.
Because a lot of infill houses are going on in this area. This one, they're gonna see what actually you can do with a garden on an infill house.
So the trees we're proposing is the Chanticleer ornamental pear.
Line, you know what? I'm getting freaked out again.
I've spoken to Nadia about them. They're the only ones she wants. Well, you can't get them ever because they're really popular.
Now that the stone saw is fixed and as good as new, we're getting going. First, it's refacing Nadia's front steps. Meanwhile, my next step
All right, who are we calling?
is to try and track down some pear trees.
I got an idea.
Please leave a message and we'll get right back to you.
No luck so far. But over at Nadia's house, they're laying the foundation for the landing at the bottom of the stairs.
No one's available to take your call.
Still no pear trees.
You know why I'm doing this, don't you? Yeah, shut off. We're using the hockey stick because it's tall and red. And hopefully people will stay away from it.
And by people, Ron actually means himself, as he gets rid of Nadia's big old tree stump.
That's a good use for Dad's hockey stick.
Hopefully that was garbage.
That was garbage. Don't worry. Absolutely. I'm thrilled. So far, so good. As I stand in front of the rubble, I'm thrilled. Pretty cool, eh?
She's really cool. It's going along really smooth. So the
when this will be
concrete
on.
pour, by the way, the concrete pour was done, and the stairs, the lower concrete pad, it's already formed, and they're stoning it up today.
It's all moving along nicely.
Have a good day.
Morning.
The good news is that everything is on the level. The better news, I found some pear trees.
Beautiful! So these are the pear trees.
And there's 6, right?
Yeah, so you know what? It's exactly like Nadia's house right here. You can see what's gonna happen at her.
So here we are, Nadia's house actually, right here, Lauren.
This is perfect.
The alley. Nadia, how are you?
Sizes.
Let's go. Let's walk up to the front door. One,
Delivering
two
pizza.
steps up. Hey, beautiful alley entrance, and love it.
As they mature, they'll fill in too, so you'll be able to walk right underneath them. So
These are the perfect trees, and Nadia here is proof that they are in stock. I actually anticipated much smaller ones.
So did I.
And here I am, and honestly, I'm worried that these are gonna get snapped up.
I'm really happy. I think the client will be really happy too.
Yeah,
Nadia.
me too. And one thing to note on these trees is they're so disease tolerant. That's why even the cities, they start planting these in the boulevards.
They're the perfect city tree because they're pollution resistant too.
And they're just such a beautiful pyramidal shape to them. I love them. And that's why
great.
you can never ever get them because they're always out of stock.
Yeah, they're tough to find.
And speaking of pollution resistant, we've got one more obstacle before starting on Nadia's alley.
This is the most dangerous part of the job.
It's a dirty business, but somebody's got to do it.
Stump that was intact here at one time is no longer viable. We were able to rip it out in no time, as you see. The last job we did, it took about 4 days to get the stump out, and it weighed as much as that skid steer. I was really frightened of this one because I thought we'd get into thousands of dollars worth of hours of removals and everything, but look at this, it's gone.
Unfortunately, it's not the only part of Nadia's front yard that's gone.
What's this? Look at this. We just found something, and I'm frightened by it. You guys got a shovel? Look at this. Is anyone in there? Look at how, you know how deep that is? It goes way down. Look at it. Buddy, when you put a walkway over this hole, look at it, I'm not kidding, it's like 3-4 feet deep in there. Take a look at that. This is where James disappears into freaking sinkhole. I've never seen anything like that in all my years. Get the homeowner out here. Nadia, it's about the passageway to China in front of your house here.
Holy f***. This is one of the pitfalls of landscaping.
Look at it. It's huge. Buddy, have we found a grave? This is freaking weird.
Ron's got to do something to make this hole disappear.
There's no hole anymore. Yeah, I just gently buried it.
Ron can jump for joy, but there's still one thing I'm worried about.
You're on film right now. I need to talk to you. I need to know. I can't believe we get anything done in this office.
We're about to reclaim this driveway, and our measurements better be exact.
They're going to cut the driveway right now. I need to know if the line is exact. 3 feet from the corner of the house? From the corner of the new house? 3 feet off that foundation wall. Don't go off the stucco. You know as well as I know what happens when it's 3 foot, ½ inch, and we have to replace the whole driveway.
Been there.
There's a hole. You should have seen the cavern we found under there.
How's the neighbor?
I haven't heard another word about it. We'll find out when it's all done.
Well, because it's legal. It was their property. There was not a right of way in the survey, so it's basically a non-issue.
The lesson here? Make sure you've got an up-to-date survey.
What's the status of Chicken right now?
I drove by on Saturday, actually. They had put the driveway all in.
Oh, cool.
Finished it. The trees that are in my backyard are going to be installed tomorrow.
Right.
And I have to order the rest of the plant material, but that means I have to go meet Nadia about the plants. So you went to France and you saw some boxwood.
Yes.
Well, I managed to call the guys yesterday, and they do have some 60-centimeter boxwoods. 60 centimeters. So
Like that high?
what's happening here is we're switching up. We're no longer going to put the service berries in. Okay. Originally, we had planned on putting the service berries right down this row, so they're pretty high. Oh,
but we were just concerned we don't want to create a barrier between the neighbors. We want a really nice, good fences make good neighbors. So we're going to keep it low, nice evergreen hedge. So it's going to be a boxwood hedge. 20 boxwood are going to go down the row. Nadia, do you think, do you want them on the inside, sort of right at the property line, the boxwood, so that you in fact have a nice bed in front of the boxwood?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll put them against the neighbor's property line here. So underneath the pear trees, the 6 pears that are coming, we were going to put in some PG hydrangea unique, right? So they have a really beautiful white cascading flower in the springtime. It lasts for actually probably a couple months, and then it kind of dries out and it stays on. So you can actually cut them off and bring them in if you want. Like your neighbors here, this is the euonymus here. It's an evergreen, a broadleaf evergreen.
Yeah.
The euonymus we're going to put in your property is euonymus coloratus, which is a ground cover, same leaf, but not variegated. And it goes into a beautiful purple in the wintertime and the fall. It'll grow it into the driveway a little bit, and so it'll just soften that edge a little bit, like a nice carpet.
That will give us a really nice hierarchy with the euonymus, the hydrangea, and then the trees.
We're going to put the trees right down the pipe on both sides, so when you're looking up them, you should only see one trunk. Oh, look. We have some trees. They're not too bad. Don't go inside. We'll keep it on the property line so that today it's not over the property line. Tomorrow it will be, and then they can prune it. We take it away over on this side. We cut the driveway and we give it on this side. That's right.
Those people are moving, these people are staying.
These people are moving, these people are staying, so we know who to keep happy here.
Yeah. And hopefully when Nadia sees her finished yard, she'll be happy too.
I just wanted to show you guys we're almost done
awesome.
here.
Hey? It looks amazing, man.
Pretty cool.
I saw it without the steps in, man. I didn't even know this was going in like this.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're absolutely thrilled with it.
Such a high house, now it's brought down and there's a pedestrian, it's just alley right through to the front door. Now the front door is a focal point instead of this big tall house.
The stonework looks amazing. And a beautiful planting plan, man. I love the hydrangeas. These pears, when they grow in and you walk under this sort of cathedral feeling, to complement that front entrance, amazing.
The biggest surprise for me was realizing the depth of the property. There was no depth before. It was just the driveway and a patch of grass, and that was about it. And so now when you actually have a walkway that can get you to and from the house, it's just amazing to see that there's, a real line.
So now we've broken up parking from the pedestrian entrance.
You know what I love and I'm always amazed at is the fact that you still have like a large landing of stone and you're accessing it from 3 sides, which takes up space, and just this beautiful, subtle 2.5-foot planting bed on either side softens everything.
And I love the trees, I have to say. That was a real work of art by James saying, it's going to be pear trees and that's going to really scale the house properly. And I didn't know. I was sort of like, really? That's going to work? Because the house is really high and the trees are kind of short. And he said, no, it'll work.
Every piece of interlock was from the original driveway. So it's kind of cool. We reused all this interlock, to keep costs down a little bit. Yeah. Not that much, but, to reuse the materials, which is really cool.
You know what the big thing is with these sites? Yeah. Telling people you can put 6 trees in your front yard. Yeah. Most people be like, 6 trees?
You're
what are you,
crazy.
mental?
Nadia said to me one thing that she had trouble understanding and when in the plan view was this area here, how it was going to look. And the hydrangeas, when we popped them in, she was just smiling ear to ear.
James, how come they didn't put trees on the other side?
Well, what happened is Nadia went to France with her husband Sheldon and the kids, and they saw boxwood and really wanted this. So one of the things is that feeling like you're conveying to your neighbor if you put big trees in is like, we don't like you, goodbye. Well, here she said, she's really tight with the neighbors, so you want to keep it low and clean, so, interact. So it's kind of it's a balance.
I really love it because it reminds me of our holiday and in France, and it takes a little piece of my heritage and drops it here.
You know what? It seems like a nice, clean, tight job. It's very simple. Really well done.
Yeah, that's what
well executed.
You can't even remember what it used to look like. It looks so different.
These are
Chanticleer pears.
Just the columnal pear.
They're more upright columnar, Erectus fastigiata.
Yes, Erectus, my favorite plant.
Is there fruit?
No, they've been digitally mastered.
So the breeders have taken the, I don't know what the thingamajuggers have
They've
done
neutralized
to neutralize the.
They've made them,
neutered
them
the
asexual.
asexual.
It's
We're
no
more
fun to
garden
be an
designers,
ornamental
we're not
pear.
horticulturalists,
They can't be
but
asexual. They're non-sexual, which means they don't have sex.
ah.